learn what content and get love and with us and use to make you make
Yeah, thank you, Lakshit. So, thanks. We will start our today's session. Let me share my screen. Okay. So, today a session, already we have gone through about the Sentinel part, deployment about Azure services and that thing. Okay, so I was just introducing today a new tool because Sentinel is a subscription one, so we have limited time to work on it. So alternative of that, we are just going with the open source tool called Vazu. So it's a SIM solution that we have to install and deploy. So that is the official site. You will get Vazu, and this is the main tool that we use for the endpoint solutions and further part. So we're gonna use as a open source community version. It have enterprise version, but we will install the open source community version to integrate on Azure, and then we will monitor the endpoint resources about the Azure and the Linux machines or Windows machine that we are using it. Okay, so if you click on this install Vazu, you will get the detail. This other part, you can just go to the quick start to install the information. But before installing, let's give a little idea about the architecture part, how the Vazu is actually work on. So SIM solution is a security incident and event management. That means it is collecting the logs, management of the informations. These are the things it is actually do. So this is the architecture I can showcase you to explain a little further idea. So this is the main image. Now, this is divided into three parts. The first is called the Vazu agent, that is installed into the endpoint resources like your laptop, your server, your AWS machines or Azure virtual machines, and it will collect all the events. That part, that is the thing. It's called the agent. Okay, and then we have the indexer. Indexer is actually we use to index all the logs, just like in Windows machine, whatever the activities we are doing, that we can able to see from the event manager. That is called the event viewer. So if you are installing some applications, modification of permission, deleting any file, anything that you are doing, you can see all the activities, even log out, login also in your system. That also you can see here. So if you go to the Windows log, there you can see anything related to application, you will get the alert and all that part here. If you require something security update, Windows using, so you can get here account like this thing. And there you can see we have what is the source, at what exact time this all activities you will see. And if you go down, you will get the exact location with the process id also. Like this is how it's actually giving the information, that further part. So that is the things that you can able to see. If you go to the systems, there you will see all the times, process information. That are the things you can able to get it. So same thing is right now we able to monitor from one system, correct? But let's suppose in an organization we have to manage 400 systems, 500 systems in a centralized platform. So there we require the SIM solutions tools like Splunk, QRadar, Azure Sentinel is there, but they are costly, and it comes in a premium basis. So that thing we don't using right now as a project perspective. For the project we are just using a one tool called Vazu as a integration. Even we can integrate, last time I showcased it through Sentinel, so you can enable Sentinel and fetch information from there. So that is a one part of solution that you can do. Else we're going to use this thing. It's little easier to deploy, and at a free of cost we can deploy for our projects perspective. Okay, and then we will monitor the Azure virtual machines information and endpoint part. So that is what we call the indexer. It will filter out all the firewall logs, cloud, because different logs comes into the JSON format, XML format, or TXT format. So that integration and filtration is done by the Wazoo indexer. And then we have the dashboard we call as a Wazoo manager. So there you can see the full dashboard, how it look like, that thing we do. So for installation, we are using Azure machine in which I have installed the Ubuntu. You can go with CentOS also. I'm just using Ubuntu 2 and 4, and you can use the 16 GB RAM image to install it and run. After using, you can just delete that resource because it's a some amount we have to pay for that part. Even you can install in 1 GB, that is a free trial machine access also. That is also good to run, but it will run little slow because it required little computing resource to run that part. Or if you are using specifically the local machine, there also you can install it. So let me give the installation guide. So this is a quick guide. You can see the system requirement. If we are managing endpoint 25 systems, 4 core CPU or 8 GB RAM is needed. Storage is something like that. And operating system that is support. So these are the operating system that supports for good compatibility. Okay, and this is the steps that you can follow to install and run. So I already set up the virtual machine here on Azure, and this is the overview you can see. So this is the machine I have created. You can also create. It's running on Ubuntu 20.04, and this is a public IP. Through that, I have taken the SSH connection right now, and let me showcase how to install. So we have multiple options. You can manually also install step by step, or you can go with this quick start to follow to install and clone it. Or if you go to install any specific steps that you can follow. So multiple options and approach is available. So you can just use this curl command, copy and then paste here to that thing. Then if you see the ls, you have this sh file. Then you can use this bash command to run it. So it is a one single file for the installation to install all the logs and the configuration of Wazoo for this thing. So it is showing that something is installed, but we need to check. So we'll go to where .osec file. Okay, so it is not properly installed. I think this is not working properly for one single installation. To do the output access sums that. Okay, so this is also you can do. One more installation steps are given. You can go to installation guide, and you can go to the alternative installation like this. So you have this multiple options are available, like deploy on Docker, deploy on Kubernetes. From server you can install it. So agent will be do, and this is the virtual machine is also available. So we'll see through Docker to install. So this is the steps that we have to follow. Was Docker deployment here. So these are the outputs that you can follow. Run Docker script when I run it. Or this is the steps are also given, like to build. Follow these steps and you can install it. So let's see it is properly working or not. We have to check. We'll just go copy this command and clear it. And I think I have some more options are available. There also you can see this is the option is given for a single deployment if you want to go with deployment perspective. So this block also you can follow to install and run it. Some file modification we have to do to complete the username and password. So that thing we have to do. Now let me go and clear it. So we have this Vasu Docker clone we have done. So here we have option like Docker image that you want to build. From there you can install. Multi-node is for multiple architecture we have to go. But for now we are using a single machine to install it. So we have to go single node. There is all the files are available. So you can go to config folder ls. We have this certml cluster dashboard is given, and the indexer is also in there. So cert is for the certification values, SSL and TLS part, and this is a Docker YAML file is available. This is the one. So you can edit also here. So like these are the images are available. Port number is given. So this is a Docker image is given like this thing. So this is the YAML file of Docker. If you have a little idea about that thing, so we use this Docker YAML to work on it, and this is the username you can have for the API, Vasu WUI, and the password for that part, and multiple all the configuration you will see here. Okay, so we'll just use Docker Compose, Docker YAML up to use it. Else we just remove this Compose. Okay, so I think this is how it will work. We'll just pull command to paste the all the latest file, then we'll create a build, and then we'll use up -d for the background running process. So it is giving me some error. I think I was also trying before. So that is a one part, maybe some issue with the latest version it have. Else what we can do, we'll go with the Vasu installation on Ubuntu. So you can follow these steps also to get it, because it's a open source, so sometimes it is not work properly to deploy. But yeah, so we have this apt, we can use this part. Let's copy this thing, and I will just clear the all the details. So mv docker and share this thing into the time folder. So everything is clear right now. We'll just copy and follow these steps. So some dependencies is there that we can install, like this thing, installing gpg key. That is done. Then you can just update the repository for Vasu, and then we'll just update once the data part. And this is the manager we have to install. So this is also we install it, and then we just have to reload and start. So multiple options are available that how you can install it, but depending, this is I think the easiest way. In Docker is the one part that you can use, but I think in some Docker there is some update related issues there. So I'm just using this different technique to install it. Okay, so after installing, we will install the agents, and then we will connect and monitor how the thing is work on the SIEM tool. So that is the endpoint product that you will get it uh, after setuping from the last 1 month that we are working on it, integrating each services of Azure, then deploying a SIM solution, and then integrating all these services at one point. It's kind of a centralized method where we are monitoring all the resources. That thing we are doing. So we'll copy this thing and reload. So we'll start the manager. It will take 1 or 2 minutes to start the manager. That is a dashboard that you will get it. Okay, so it is started, and you can use the status to check. So that means it is running. So we have to go to the Azure machine. This one, we'll copy this public IP, and there will open this Wazoo. So I think we have to go with HTTPS. Okay, so I think you can see it is not able to access because we have to also enable the firewall rule. As if I remember, only 22 port number we have given the access. So we will go to the network settings, and in the network security group we have to also provide the 80 and 443. Right now only SSH we have enabled. So we'll create a rule for inbound port rule, and there we will enable the destination is 80 from anywhere it is coming, any, and then just add it. So we'll try to again reload that an 80 port number it is giving access or not. Meanwhile we will just check the ps hyphen all. Great. We'll try to grab and check the Wazoo ports. Okay, only this thing is only working. No problem is there. So 80 is allowed for any custom inbound rule. Let me check. It is working on 80, or we'll also add 443. So we'll go for the HTTPS. Add it. It is also done. Then destination. No, any we can use it. Service. We'll go for TCP. No. We'll save this also. Okay, this is done. Now let's try to again reload it. Or maybe on 80 port number if the service is not running, so we can just check uh, Wazoo port for manager. So it is running on this particular port number 1514. So this port number we have to allow for the firewall. So we have to use custom port for this. We'll go 1514 and add this part also. And then let's try to again check. I think it will be work. Wazoo manager. Okay, let me check the IP address. Okay, we have 10 series, 12 series. CD where OSEC. So this is the configuration file path. There we can go and check all the configuration related file. So the main configuration file is osec.com. This is the main configuration file. So anything you want to modify, update, or integrate, that thing we can do from here. So configuration of authentication is 1515. We have to allow, and any other port number it is running. Okay, so that is also we can allow it. Let me go create custom port. Okay, so 80 number, the Apache port is running. So let me just stop that. Systemctl stop Apache 2, and we will restart Wazoo server. So this is some troubleshooting we have to do, else it isn't work properly. So one important part that you have to follow is the number of ports that you allow from the backend. That is needed, and it should be work. HTTPS colon. 8080. Oh, that is not working properly. Okay, so here we can see some port number identification, that 45. Okay. Yeah. Meanwhile, anybody have any question? Let me know. We'll do the little troubleshooting on that part. Or Okay, I think some problem is there with the public access. It is not able to, connect. So one thing we can do, we will create a one window machine, and from local IP, we will get the access. So I'm just quickly, creating one window machine. Let's do window 2019 as a dashboard. Then we'll go with the default one, and here you can provide the username and password. So we'll go with Vasu, and then what has to 654. Let's create the machine. So maybe through public access, there is some problem we have to troubleshoot with the firewall rules. Else it will be connected. Okay, so what it is showing, something is missing. Okay, yeah. So I think we'll select any other Linux. Let's review and create. So some firewall rules that we have to prepare. I think for that part only it is restricting the access. So we'll do troubleshooting later on, but focus we have to check the Wazoo manager how it is look like. Okay. So the Windows server will take a RDP connection, and from there we will connect that Wazoo manager to just see how it is look like. For a part, if I go and showcase you on the images part, so something like this it will look like. So this is kind of in a dashboard you will get. The latest one is something this. So there you will able to analysis all the traffic, all the endpoint device part, accessibility. You can monitor and multiple stuffs that we can do in that area. So it is in the process. Just we have to wait 1 minute. Meanwhile, I will try to do a little bit troubleshoot on machine. Okay, let's go to the Windows machine. We'll take the RDP connection. Okay, so this is the private IP that we have got from the part. Let me go to the machine network settings, and here we have to configure public IP. So we'll select that. So public IP, then we'll go to 20 dot. This one we can take it. Set. Okay, so it is not creating. We'll go for new IP. Mhm. Okay, so I think some restriction with the public IP I have. Just a second. So we'll delete this public IP resource so that we can assign a new machine. As in a free trial, we only have the three IP access. We can use it. So that thing we have to use. Let me check the update part. Okay. So meanwhile, here the services is running properly. So that is not a issue is there. But dashboard access, why we are not getting? The API cannot be deleted in the located resource subscription. Let me check this new resource. We'll delete this resource. Or maybe we can move to another resource group also. So there we have Vazo, Windows. Okay, that's kind of shifting we can do, because with a limited public IP, we can access only three resources to host. So I think that is the same issue I'm dealing with the Wazoo also. As we have configured, it is running properly, but with this public IP, I think we are not getting the access. So that is the main part is that we are something we can do from network settings. This custom we can remove it. Let's create a new role. Maybe I think. Zoom manager login URL. So this is something like you will get wazo.com aware URL, but it cannot be accessible from here. Okay, no problem is that I have one more server from there I can showcase you. So just let me reshare it. So I have one more server that I already using, uh, that I can showcase you that how the it look like, what the dashboard is, and maybe we have to troubleshoot in the Azure part with related to some public IP part, but it's not a issue is there. So now it's presentable or not. Let me share it. Share a screen. All the screen. Allow. Yeah, it's. I think it's visible. I don't think so. Yeah. So this is a kind of dashboard you will get it for further part. And if you go to the events, so there you will get all the details about the events part, authentication approach, what are the logins are there. Okay, and there you will get it. And if you go to the discovery here, so there you will get all the information about whether the logs are we are coming. So let's suppose if we take this one, you will get the like from which location the data we have captured. So this is a agent from where we are capturing the details. So any kind of attack is happening, or any kind of information we want to fetch, so from here we can filter out it for one by one each part. So there if you go into the agent part, let me showcase you. So there you can go to the connected this agents. There you will go this part, and there you will see the agents information. Like this is the operating system on Mac. These are the some compliances connectivity we have. You go to the vulnerability part, so it will fetch you all the details like what are the critical vulnerabilities. Vulnerabilities is like the softwares which are installed on that system, or what is the version, and what is the version is outdated. So it will showcase if it is outdated, we will get some CVE details related part like this thing. So this detection is done now as per the security part. So this system need to be up to date and update this all the softwares which is outdated. You will get like 25 high severity. If you click on high one, you will get the list like this. Filtration you can do clicking on that part. So this is how you can protect your endpoint solutions like this way. You click on the events. So here you will get any events. Right now it is no event we have collected from last 24 hours. So you can click on the last 30 days access. So you will filter out some get like some details about the Mac OS related. Same thing if we are connecting some agent of Windows, you will get it. Same thing if you're connecting with the Linux, you will get it. So this is the logs that we have fetched from the agent part. So these are the things you need to do, and copy that part and get it. So let's suppose you have to go to the here and click on the total agent. So some of the agent is right now in shutdown mode, so it is showing disconnected. Some of the agents are into the part, so this is connected level. Okay, so this is how you can connect, and how you can connect with the agents. So you have to go to the agents, and then you can deploy a new agent from here. So you can select like any operating system that you want to add, CentOS, Ubuntu, or Windows, that you can use it. So here you can just select Windows, provide the server IP address, and then you can install. So just you have to copy this command and add into your PowerShell. And if you're selecting Linux or Ubuntu, so you just have to copy this command. So this will add agent at the backend part. So this is the manager. This is how it look like, and in the backend it will fetch details on that part. So this is like a correlation is going on, and in a centralized system you can monitor 500 systems, 800 systems at the same time. So that's the benefit you will get from the Wazoo. That the same thing you can also integrate with the Azure virtual machines. So you just have to add Wazoo agents on Azure virtual machines. And already we have deployed Wazoo manager. So from manager you can control all agents. Now for agent means the end host machine. So it can be your Windows machine, it can be your Linux, it can be your Mac, or if it is some server that you are really using it, or even it can fetch firewall logs also. So that are the things you will get. Now after fetching, you will get a dashboard for each dashboard for each host, or you can refer as a agent. So there you can identify the vulnerabilities which are present on that system. You can modify any kind of real threat is gonna happen, so that you can get it. Anybody is trying to get the SSH connection, that you can use it to get the information. Any kind of attack is gonna happen, like some virus attack or any malware attack, so you can deal in the real time detection. So these are the things we can do at a certain point. It's called the SIM solution. So it is a centralized monitoring system you are getting. Okay. So for today, you can deploy this thing from your end to get. I will share the deployment steps that you have to follow, and in Azure you can also deploy. So I will give the configuration details. What are the things is needed? Mainly we needed 8 GB machine configuration, 8 GB RAM. You have to require 4 core CPU is needed, and 30 GB enough, which is enough free trial you will get it. So free trial X system storage you will get from the Azure account. Okay, so that is the thing is needed, and then you can install it, just a one configuration file, and further you can learn about more about it. For this particular project, you can integrate, and after integrating and start the Wazoo manager, and then you can access from the web portal. Okay, and then after accessing that, you have to deploy the agents. So that agent I have showcased you the commands that we have to use, so that you have to use it to use agent deploy. Now this thing you can deploy, you can launch one more window machine, one more you can use Linux machine, or maybe Red Hat. So these are the 1 GB core is required. You don't have to use 8 GB of each machine. 1 GB, that is free trial machines, you can use it here, and then collect information for vulnerabilities and real-time threat. So that's how this integration solution help you a lot to work on the machine. So this is all about Wazoo and the Wazoo manager that you can integrate on Azure. Okay, so any doubt anybody have, do let me know. We'll resolve it. Or if you got any question query, feel free to ask in the WhatsApp group. I will help you to guide the configuration and deployment part related, and I will share these steps so you can follow and complete your projects on the same part, that how it is work and that thing. Okay, so yeah, this is all from my end. Any doubt, any question is there, so feel free to ask. Okay, so I think no question is there. Okay, guys. So we'll connect on WhatsApp group. There, if you have any question query, feel free to ask. So hope you have enjoyed. Best of luck for the completion of the project. And any kind of question queries that feel free to ask in the group. I'm available for assistant. So that thing we can do. So see you guys. Bye bye.